For the longest time, the Magic Wand was the king of selecting similarly colored pixels. Photoshop now has a tool, which has been here for a little while, the Quick Selection tool, and it lives above the Magic Wand tool. What I can do with this tool is make selections by simply moving my mouse slowly and also modifying my brush size to control how accurate my selection is going to be. Like the Magic Wand tool, it chooses colors that are similar to each other, and it's very good as far as edge detection. Let me give you an example. This is a character from the animated DVD I'm working on called Kid Caramel Mosquito Mansion. And it's going to be like a little mystery adventure, kind of fun. I've been working on it for about 100 years. I'm very slow. So what I'm going to do now is with this tool, I'll click on this character's hood, which is the Phantom. And as I move my mouse, notice how it grabs the lighter blue in this image. Now if you look up here, you see that we have the default mode, which is the Add to Selection. I can also subtract from a selection by clicking this button and going over it again. So it's deselecting those pixels now. It's a very cool tool, and what you can do, by the way, to really control how it works is just keep your eye on the size of your brush. If the diameter is pretty large like this, and I try to do that same selection, see what happens? No matter how careful I am, it goes all outside of the line. So I'll deselect that. This tool, unlike the Magic Wand tool, doesn't have a tolerance. Its tolerance is actually the brush size itself. So just keep that in mind. I'm going to go ahead and reduce that diameter quite a bit. And now I'll go in this area. And notice how I'm getting a nice selection there. I also move my mouse too quickly, and that can also cause you a couple of problems. It's a pretty accurate tool, but it does require patience and it requires a steady hand. So here we go. I'll go ahead and grab this area, and it's a nice selection. Since I have the selection mode set to auto select or add to selection, I can now move my mouse without holding down the shift key, and I can continue to add to my selection. And once again, I went too far, so I'll press Command and Control Z to undo. I'll reduce the size of the brush, and I'll try again. Much better. So, once again, the Quick Select tool allows you to make selections based on the colors of your pixels that are similar to one another. You can use the Add to Selection mode to just move around in your image without having to hold down Shift to add to your selection. If you need to, you can subtract from your selection. You can also control the tool by manipulating the brush size. You can also, by the way, if you have more than one layer, you can choose that same color throughout all those layers. Very cool and very handy. If you want to, you can also put on Auto Enhance, and it will try to refine the edges for you as best it can. But I'm going to talk more about how to use the Refine Edge option elsewhere in this tutorial. As always, if you're happy with your selection, you can then change the colors around by using your colors or using any of your filters. And if you want to start from scratch, just press Command or Control D to deselect.